Welcome back to my channel. Today's story is one I've been hesitant to share because it's not just a tale of hardship, it's a raw, terrifying journey that could have ended in tragedy. But thanks to a twist of fate and the quick thinking of someone who will remain anonymous for now, I'm here today to tell you my story. I'll start by setting the stage. My guardian had kicked me out post-graduation, leaving me with no place to call home. So, for months, I lived in my car, struggling every day just to survive. One day, while working at a local store, I met some guys who seemed like they could be friends. They were part of the heavy metal scene and had a reputation among our town's youth as being kind-hearted souls despite their tough exterior. We started hanging out, and before long, one of them offered me a place to stay with his brothers. Living rent-free sounded too good to be true. My new roommates, Andrew and Seth, were in a band, but they also believed deeply in the occult and all sorts of supernatural stuff. I never shared their beliefs, but who was I to judge when they had given me a roof over my head? But as time went on, it became clear that there was more to this living situation than met the eye. Their friends started spending more and more time at our place. Among them were two brothers named Mark and Adam. Mark was polite and helpful, always picking up after himself. Adam, however, was a different story. He had a long history of mental health issues, including a stint in prison for assaulting someone with a Bible. One day, while I was getting ready to leave the house early for work, I saw Adam watching terrifying videos about the end times on YouTube. His eyes were hollow as he stared at the screen, and his words chilled me to my bones. "I can see how you'll die." He told me once that I needed a demonic exorcism, but I shrugged it off, thinking everyone has their quirks. Little did I know, Adam was planning something far more sinister. A few months later, everything changed in an instant. My boss called and asked if I could start work early at noon. I agreed and left the house. Just as I stepped out of the door, my mind was racing with thoughts about this strange request. But that call was nothing compared to what happened next. At around 1 p.m., Detective Williams called me back while I was still at work. He told me there had been an incident at my apartment and he needed me to come in for questioning. My heart dropped as I realized something terrible must have happened. I rushed to the police station expecting news of some petty crime or another run in with the law by one of my roommates. But what they told me was far worse. Adam had brutally stabbed Andrew multiple times and nearly decapitated him. And it wasn't just a fight. It seemed like he'd been planning this for a long time. As I sat in that cold, small interrogation room, my mind raced with fear and confusion. How could someone who lived with us turn so violently against them? Adam had confessed everything, including his notebooks filled with plans to murder all of his brothers and me too. It was chilling to think about how close he came to succeeding. But there's a silver lining in this dark tale. If I hadn't gotten that call from my boss, none of us would be alive today. And so here I am, sharing this story not just as a warning, but also as an acknowledgement of the incredible coincidence and kindness that saved our lives. So what are you thinking right now? Can you imagine living under such a constant threat? Would you have had the courage to leave when you sensed something was wrong? Today's story is about survival against all odds, the power of small acts of kindness, and how sometimes fate steps in to prevent tragedy. But it's also a reminder that we must always be aware of our surroundings and trust our instincts. So if you're watching this, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. Have there been moments where something unexpected saved you from harm? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories too. And remember, keep an eye out for those small acts of kindness. They might just save your life one day. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video if you enjoyed it. Until next time, thanks for listening and stay safe out there.